Hello, everybody. Again this week, me and Mr. Tim Murphy here on the Jobin Realty TV commercial and CNF mortgage commercial. And first off, before we get started, I want to tell you where we're located. We are located on Route 235 in Hollywood, just past Dean Lumber, about 10 seconds past that on the right-hand side. And Mr. Murphy is located up in Waldorf, across from Thomas Stone High School, right there on Route 5. Where is that again?
In Waldorf.
Yeah, okay. God's country, he usually says. All right. So, Tim.
The extension. What's going on, man? What do you hear?
Well, I hear that it's going to be extended till the end of April.
Exactly. We do believe, from everything we've read and heard, of course, till it gets signed into law, it's not official, but it appears that it's going to be extended through April. Right. And that's at $8,000 for first-time home buyers. You heard about the other part, though, the $6,500.
$6,500 for regular Joe out there.
Exactly.
You know, who's lived in his house for like 5 years.
I think it's 5. They have to have lived in a primary residence 5 of the last 8 years.
Yeah.
So again, another opportunity to take advantage of the marketplace.
Right. Not just first-time home buyers this time.
And they raised the income limits.
Oh,
it used to be $75 apiece. Now it's $125,000 for a single person, $250,000 for
more
married.
people qualify for it.
Huge, but
big time.
That's the one thing we want to bring out today is a lot of people stop looking, don't they?
Yeah, I know. People get relaxed. It's like, oh, it got extended, so we got time.
Got time.
Don't worry about it. We can do it later or whatever. But the reality of it is, right now is the best time to actually look for houses. And you're going to sit there and say, oh, they always think every time is the best time. But
I believe
the reality of it is, this really is the best time. Well, first off, they extended it, so that's great. And they've added an opportunity. Well, hopefully, it hasn't been 100% official yet.
Right.
But hopefully, they'll add that opportunity for regular Joe to get
start buying up as well.
Yes, to get a tax credit also. And then people, November, December, January, and February are the best times because sellers, there's not as many houses out there on the market. Okay, first off, because people are like, I don't want to put my house on the market. But also the other ones that are out there, they're not as many buyers are looking.
No, and people are very motivated. I mean, let's face it, the sellers, if they have the market in November, December, January, February, if it's on the market, they got to sell. They're motivated.
Right.
And Rick's right. He's right on the money on that one. And then the buyers on the other side of the coin, the buyers are thinking, it's Christmas, it's the holidays, it's New Year's, so they've stopped looking. So those folks that are looking get really the deal of the lifetime. They get that market.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, think about it. If you got to be out before January 1st and they don't have a contract yet, and we're in November right now.
Right.
I mean, usually the process is about 30 days. So the reality of it is, sellers do have to sell, and the buyers do have a lot more to choose from. And the sellers are willing to negotiate a little bit more.
And I got to tell you, the banks are also motivated too. We're seeing price drops. I mean, houses, I have one right now in Waldorf for literally the house was under contract. It was under contract for $116,000, and they didn't make the settlement by October 30th. They needed 3 extra days. The bank said, they closed the deal. They put it back on the market for $104,000. Doesn't make sense, does it?
No,
yeah,
it
exactly.
Doesn't.
So the banks are very
bank
motivated.
For the brightest people.
Well, we see what we got to today, right? We know where that is. So prices are dropping. Number one,
right.
We're seeing that change in the tax credit, which I think is going to be huge because it's also going to put some pressure on the market too. And we saw a hell of a lot of activity the last 60, 90 days. We're going to see a huge movement in January, February, March. You don't want to be in that January, February, March wave, though, do you? You want to be in the November, December wave. And you've got to be prepared, too. You got to be ready to make the offer. We've talked about this before.
Oh, yeah, big time. You got to be ready. You got to know what you're doing. The good faith estimates are one way to be prepared.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what you're paying for, how much you got to come up with, if you have to come up with any. We always prefer the 100% financing.
Right.
You know, rural development loans and VA loans. But if you do have to come up with money out of pocket, the good faith estimate is going to tell you basically what you got to come out of pocket with, and also it's going to tell you what your payments are going to be and what your interest rate's going to be.
And Rick's right. A lot of folks don't realize the importance of the good faith estimate because that actually is that's your ticket, that's your document that tells you, hey, this is what my payment should be. Right. This is if I'm going to get my money back, which in most cases we do.
Yes.
You know, this should be the expected ultimate dollars involved for your taxes. You know how to contest your assessments, and then you know how to apply for the tax credit. That's a really crucial instrument, if you will. And that's something I thought we'd talk a little bit about today. First, they're getting ready to change it, Rick. You know, January 1, the new good faith estimate comes out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that good faith estimate will actually be a better opportunity, in my opinion, for people to compare and see the numbers. In fact, we had a deal the other day that we talked about with Mark, and the client said, oh, and he got his loan approved, which was an amazing deal, got 100% financing, and then he said, well, you know what, I got a friend in the business. And so he said, I'm going to go look at it. And what happened this weekend? He went and talked to the other lender, right?
Yep, absolutely. And
got the good faith estimate.
Yeah, the good faith estimate shows that he was being charged a higher interest rate.
Right.
He wasn't getting his money back at the table
Nope.
like he should have been doing. And we're talking a couple $1,000s. And also his payments are higher, which over a 30-year period was about $16,000 extra he was going to be paying.
And
unbelievable.
What was funny was, and I had to laugh, he called back and said to Mark, how come I'm not getting all my money back, and how come my payment's higher?
Yeah. Well, because they didn't use our lender, the one that we referred, Tim Murphy.
And Mark called back and said, well, because your interest rate's higher, because you're not getting the same amount of closing costs, it's not being applied properly. And the guy looked back and said, oh, geez, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So you're right, Rick. I mean, that's the importance of that good faith estimate, and really the importance of really making the deal, making the offer, because I know you guys use that good faith as well as the approval letter,
right,
really to maximize the deal, don't
well,
you?
we have to have a good faith estimate before we make that offer, because I have to know what your closing cost is going to be, and I don't know that. Every person is different. Every deal is different. So I can't just take a certain percentage and apply it. Everything is different all the time, so that's why I depend on you and your team to get us a good faith estimate before we write up that contract, so we know exactly how much we need to ask for, so hopefully our clients don't have to bring any money to the table.
The other thing, too, and Rick, we've talked about this before, is you want somebody who's going to stand by their word. I mean, how many other deals from other lenders have you seen where people have gotten to the table and they said, well, these numbers don't match?
Yeah.
Or, my payment is $200 more, or, hey, how come I need $9,000 for closing? Rick, I wasn't supposed to need any money at all. Yeah. And we see that, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're stuck in a catch-22 in a way, because it's like...
You're sitting at the table.
Right.
You're ready to go. The moving van is sitting out in the parking lot.
And then everything's crumbling down because it's not what you thought it was going to be.
And I think that's part of the team, too. I mean, that's the reason why we have such a great team in place. I mean, Rick, with you and Mark and Barbara, I mean, you guys got such a phenomenal team. And that's the beauty of Rick's organization. I mean, people see just Rick, but really it's Rick who's out front, but then you've got Barbara out showing houses and helping negotiate the deals. You got Marky out there showing houses, negotiating the deals. And it's just great to have that three-prong approach, and you're constantly getting in, following the deals up, and that's what you need in this marketplace today, especially with your website, too, for that matter.
Yeah, absolutely. And the website is a great website to have. Actually, you can see this commercial all the time now on the website. But people are missing the rates, and they got to close the deals.
They do.
And basically, you can learn all this stuff. Actually, this is going to be our last seminar.
Workshop. That's right. When's it coming up?
And our last foreclosure bus tour just for the year. We're not going to do one in December.
We're taking December off.
Yeah, we're taking December off.
So it's going to be on...
Well, not really, but we're just not doing the classes. But the seminar is going to be on November 11th, which is Veterans Day.
Which is this coming Wednesday, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, Wednesday.
7 to 10 o'clock.
Right, and we feed you, so we've already got some people signing up. And remember, it's the last one for the year, so if you even think that, oh, well, we're not going to do anything until January, well, you still might want to come to the class.
All right.
And at least be prepared. And that one runs from 7 until 10 on November the 11th. It's a Wednesday night. And
Bus tour?
Bus tour is November 21st. It's a Saturday. From 10 until about 3:30 or so, we give you some breakfast, coffee, donuts, and stuff, and then in the afternoon when we get back, we'll have pizza, subs, and sodas and everything waiting for you.
You get a chance to see about 15 to 18 houses. So to get a hold of us and to reach us, Rick, they can call the office at the 301.
They can call the office right there.
373-6257. You can always call Rick on his cell phone.
There
It's
you
always
go.
available. Or the allsouthernmdhomes.com is a great place to go just to get all the information.
Right.
And, of course, you can always see us again in the commercial.
There you go.
We'll see you then. Thanks.
Bye.